Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Shout out to those of you watching behind the scenes here on TikTok and those of you that are watching on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I know normally it is usually a lot earlier, but as you know, if you follow the channel or if you maybe watched the replay of it, we had breaking news this morning that Karen Huger, as you know, she was set to be sentenced this morning. She was, and now Karen Huger is in county jail. We had a long conversation talking about it. So if you missed it, be sure to check that out on our YouTube channel. You can also watch it on Facebook. You can even watch it on Twitter and Twitch. We also had Taria Faison, who was in the building at the time of her sentencing. So just a quick update in regards to that. Karen Huger is getting 2 years in jail. 1 year has been suspended, so she'll only serve a year, but we know that she probably won't serve the full year. Also, she will face 5 years probation. My main concern for Karen Huger, yes, jail maybe will be the wake-up call for her. But I want her to really get some healing, especially after what some of you guys told us. It's some of you that have experienced alcoholism in your life or specialize in that field, how hard it is to get off of alcohol. So prayers for Karen, but hopefully Karen will realize that she has a problem, because even at this hearing, it seems as if Karen still does not believe that she has a problem. So that is really the sad part about all of this. Anyways, this is not why you're here, but it is Real Housewives related. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? Look, I'm going to be twerking on a fence, but if you're not new here, then you understand. Because there are things that I'm going to be like, yes, and there'll be things I'm like, no. So there will be a lot of twerking on the fence, and I'm sure a lot of you feel that way. This is not a place where we are team anyone because we don't know these people, and a lot of us don't want to know these people, because if we knew these people in real life, we probably would not be friends with them. Right? We probably would not be friends with these folks. Anyways. All right, where do I want to begin? Did my notes not update on my Did my notes not update on my computer? Let me close this out, because I don't even know where I want to begin. First of all, Jennifer Tilly on Watch What Happens Live. Jennifer Tilly on Watch What Happens Live. First of all, that's not the Jennifer Tilly that I've told you about on the after show. The Jennifer Tilly on the after show is the Virgo, calm, the voice of reason. The Jennifer Tilly on Watch What Happens Live was lit. She was having a good time. She was having a really, really good time. And I like the pairing of her and Crystal Kung Minkoff. Sidebar. Crystal Kung Minkoff, when asked about, did you like the fact that, or has Sutton ever weaponized her wealth against her. She's like, well, that's never been my experience with Sutton, but I have money. What is it? I mean, that was like triple shade. I have money, so she could never do that to me. Shade at Dorit. Dorit ain't got no money. And boom, y'all lost me as a housewife. Okay. So I love the pairing of Jennifer Tilly and Crystal Kung Minkoff. Some people just found out that Jennifer Tilly's half Chinese. If you were new, if you didn't know about that, raise your hand. I remember hearing that a while back. I think I just never. I'm like, I don't care. I guess for some people that's important. Okay. The Girls Club says that Jennifer Tilly is a key. I think Andy got a little, not annoyed, but he was just, he's hosting a show. So he's trying to get answers. He's on a time crunch. I think Andy's also over producing and hosting Watch What Happens Live. I think he only does it because of his ego. So he can't keep up with the antics and the energy of a Jennifer Tilly. He's just like, okay, but I enjoyed her. I thought she was a lot of fun. I'm surprised that they never did like a Jennifer Tilly and Sutton. Or have they done that? No, right? I think that would have been nice. But I didn't mind seeing Crystal and her together. Exactly. Passion Mommy says, didn't know or cared. Exactly. I guess maybe some people cared. They were all like, you're half Chinese? Yeah, she says, my dad is Chinese. She's not half Chinese like, Kathy Hilton. Yes, Theo says, when Andy said representation matters about Jennifer and Kathy Hilton claiming to be Chinese had me screaming. Oh, man. I enjoy Jennifer Tilly on Watch What Happens Live, but I've been telling you guys I enjoyed Jennifer Tilly. She also still is very much a Virgo in regards to saying a lot, but also still being very grounded. And when asked about Porreet, that's what I'm sorry. It's gonna stick. We call a Dorito. Porreet's gonna stick for me. Anyone else? Okay. I'm not Ethiopian. At least not based off my 23andMe. I gotta look. I'll get back to you. Anyways. So Porreet. It's gonna stick for me. I'm sorry. Let me see if my notes updated. Because if my notes didn't update, y'all, it's fine. Because I'm just gonna do this off the dome. Okay. I took all those notes for no reason and my thing didn't update. It's fine. I will do it all off the dome. And then you guys will fill in the rest. Right, Porreet? All right. So in regards to I'm gonna mix in some of the after show too, because I watched the after show as well. Okay. So see, this is why I wanted my notes. Because I wanted to remember all the other little things from the beginning. Damn it. No, why it didn't update? No, I have to grab my notes, y'all. Please hold. I'm gonna put you guys on a little bit of a timeout because I just want to make sure I get my notes. Please hold. I'm gonna give you some elevator music.
It's been way too long, I've been building walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much about me. Trying to keep you out cause I love my safe space. But the problem is I never looked into my own face. Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? We let it go, will you hold it aside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it aside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. We let it go, will you hold it aside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it aside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you
I had to get my notes, y'all, just because I took so many good notes from this episode. Look, now that I've opened up because I do it on my laptop. Damn you, Apple. I was depending on the cloud to update. Let's see if it updates now. I don't know why it's not updating. It's fine. I don't know. It does that every once in a while. It is what it is. All right. Okay. So at the very beginning of this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we have Jennifer Tilly going to the venue, Caviar, Cassia, something. I forgot what it's called. Unimportant. It's too, I don't like caviar, and it's too rich for my blood. But apparently it's a thing. It's a thing that Jennifer Tilly and Sutton have done before, okay? So she goes to the venue. She goes to the venue just to make sure that it is up to par to what she's having planned. This is what people love about Beverly Hills. Some people watch Real Housewives in general. I don't know why, because that's not how it started. But they watch for the luxury. Beverly Hills has really been one of the few of the cities that really do give you luxury. So the fact that this friend of is hosting this Caviar event, mind you, she's probably paying for this. Bravo is not paying for this. They're giving her probably a small stipend for this. Auntie Eva says pen and paper still work for me. Auntie Eva, stop. So she goes, she's making sure that everything is going to work out well for this event. I do have a criticism. This is why I say be team you. Because if you are in your stand-up, you can't call people out for things that are obvious, that has been in the back of my mind, but I haven't said it, and I'm going to say it now. Okay? I'm going to say it now. So Jennifer Tilly is planning this party, and she gets this gift for Sutton. Very expensive gift. Yes, from Dolce & Gabbana. So she talked about, Sutton and I really love Dolce & Gabbana. And I said, ain't Dolce & Gabbana racist? But every time they mention their friendship with Dolce & Gabbana, I'm like, I always say in the back of my mind, ain't Dolce & Gabbana racist? So, I had to look it up. I've had a busy day. I really was going to bring the receipts, but I do have the receipts about their history of racism and homophobia. 2012, where they had the Blackmore earrings and things like that. Okay, one person hates the fact that I brought up race. You will be strong. Keep watching. Okay? And I was like, ain't they racist? Ain't Dolce & Gabbana. So there's a history. Okay? So every time they talk about being friends with Dolce & Gabbana, that, they're close friends with them. And I was like, and homophobic, apparently, too. I forgot about that part. Just bring it up. Just bring it up. Just because it was there in the back of my mind. Okay. Damn, Deborah says poor Reed is big on weird. She didn't say poor Reed. I said it. Poor Reed, it just rolls off the tongue. Poor Reed rolls off the tongue. Okay? Anyways, all right, moving on. So she gives this gift to Sutton. She said they talk about their love for Dolce & Gabbana. Fine, okay, all right. Sutton then gives Jennifer Tilly the update. I'm just gonna call her Tilly because if I say Jennifer, we're gonna mix her up with someone else. I'm just gonna call her Tilly, okay, or Chantilly, as Garcelle likes to call her. Okay. So she gives her the update on what went down at the 4th of July party that poor Reed was throwing. And so Sutton seems like she's traumatized by what went down. Here's the thing. Do I think that Sutton is dragging it a little bit? Because we have to keep in mind, we're coming fresh off of the Augusta trip. But the other women, in all fairness, Bose, Erika Jane, Dorit, Porit, weren't there. So, and although they might know her history, it's not at their forefront of what's going on with Sutton. But they might also say, this is Sutton. Sutton always being theatrical and sensitive and playing the victim, blah, 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 in their mind. But maybe if they had went on the trip, they probably would view Sutton a little bit differently. Do I think that it was a poor joke? I don't even think it was a joke. First of all, I don't find poor Reed that funny. Okay, I don't care what anyone. She's not funny. And even when they replay what she says in that moment, I'm like, even if it was an attempted joke, you shouldn't tell jokes because you're not funny. Unless a producer is feeding you lines in confessionals. And look, it's not the first time. It won't be the last time that a producer allegedly, guess I'll say allegedly, is feeding lines to housewives. And it's not just these cities. It's all the cities. Okay? Not every housewife, but yeah, that happens. That has happened over the years, since the beginning of time of Real Housewives. So she gives her the update on what Dorit said and the joke that she made. And look, one thing I do enjoy about Jennifer Tilly, even on Watch What Happens Live, she's one of again, Virgo, she's one of those friends that she's going to speak her truth no matter what. If she doesn't agree with Sutton, she's going to say it. If she said, literally, in regards to in the after show, talking about how Dorit is faking her lifestyle, like you gotta, damn, poor Reet was exposed, even though we knew this. But Sutton looks like she's sick and tired of poor Reet pretending like she has all this money and all this lifestyle. But Jennifer Tilly says, if it was me, I would probably do the same thing. And then Sutton was like, well, no, you already have those things in your closet. We're talking about a woman that's buying things that's this season. She's like, well, that's what you have a credit line for. I love Jennifer Tilly. I like her. I don't care what anyone says. I think she's hilarious. I think she's funny. She gives me a balance. She gives me the balance of kooky, funny, rich. Come on. Rich. Not rich. Rich. Anytime you mention her rich. Okay. And mind you, for those that want to compare celebrity net worth, please understand multiple celebrities have confirmed what you find on celebrity net worth is usually 9 out of 10 times wrong. So sometimes we go there for a good kiki to get some sort of idea what someone's worth. But 9 times out of 10, Keke Palmer talked about that too. 9 times out of 10, it's wrong. Okay? Unless you're really, really poor and they're talking about you being a thousandaire. Those are usually on point. Unfortunately. So Jennifer Tilly, though, based off of her celebrity net worth, doesn't seem to be in the bracket of some of these other women, because when they were asked on Watch What Happens Live who was the richest of the women, and I think, who did they vote? Was it Jennifer Tilly that they voted was the richest? Or no, that was who Crystal said she thought was the richest. Mind you, Kathy Hilton was like second, like with 20-something%. But Kathy Hilton is the richest based off the women on this show. She is the richest. Just saying. Anyway. Okay. So we have that moment. Then, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. I don't know if she just wore me down. Did Kyle Richards wear me down? Thank you, Hope Renee on TikTok says, yeah, Jennifer Tilly won. Yeah, Jennifer Tilly is not richer than Kathy Hilton. She's rich. But so is Kathy Hilton. But Kathy Hilton is richer. Not that, what are we fighting over right now? Both richer than us, right? Right. Kyle is wearing me down, y'all. Why was I feeling for Kyle? Because I have a heart. I'm a lot more sensitive. It must be that Cancer rising that I got. Damn it. First of all, you know Kathy Hilton is rich. Sorry, sidebar. You know Kathy Hilton is rich because Paris Hilton is worth almost as much as her mother and father. So you know they're rich. Good for them. Look, good for them. So Kyle meets with her life coach. This thing still hasn't updated. You know, let me close this. I can't believe. You know what, Apple? You have failed me and the cloud. You have failed me. Luckily, I have my laptop here. Let me make this bigger so I can see it. There we go. So Kyle meets with her life coach slash therapist. And this is the first summer that Portia is not going to be with her. Portia is going to be traveling with Mauricio. And she says that she's impatient. And this is where I started to, damn, Theo says, I feel nothing for Kyle. Look, thank you, Toria. Toria says, I know, Kempire. I felt a little bad for Kyle, too. It felt real, finally. And I think Kyle was on a little bit of a high because of the whole Morgan stuff. And I think her and Morgan have decided to just be friends. Nothing else, nothing more. So I think now that she's in the space of not knowing what her future is going to be, because now she doesn't have the option of a Morgan, because Morgan's just like, I don't want anything to do with this life. We could be friends, but I don't want anything to do with this life. So now she's sort of like, did I leave my husband and break up my marriage? And now now my husband's out gallivanting. He's got a taste of, I can finally be free. I was scared. She says that he was scared to go out on his own without Kyle. Remember, they came up together. They both had they didn't have a lot. I mean, she had more than he did, but they didn't have a lot. And they created this huge fortune together. I get why he doesn't want to get divorced, because she's going to get half. But my thing is, they seem to have such a friendship, which I can appreciate. Like, their separation feels like, no, these people still do care about each other. Right, Love Bean? I do think that they care about each other, but I think he doesn't want to let go of that $50 million. Meaning $100 million, allegedly, that they're worth. I definitely believe they're worth in those upwards. He's dealing with billions of dollars of real estate. But she helped support him to make the agency what it is. He has given her credit to that. She swears that's going to hold up in court. But Sutton's right. I hope that she leans into Sutton, because I believe that Kyle really is going to need a forensic accountant. Because she also mentioned, remember, was it last year or the previous year, that he did something that broke her trust. Everyone assumed that it had to do with infidelity. We don't know that. It could have been financial infidelity, for all we know. I mean, he's been wrapped up in some legal stuff and with a lot of accusations, different lawsuits, not all one lawsuit. So, exactly. Pageant Mommy says she deserves half. We are going to talk about that. Because what we're going to stop doing, and mind you, this is coming from someone that is not a woman, that is not a housewife, but I've noticed this, and I'm going to speak up, because a lot of people want to down women that end up getting spousal support or half in a divorce. Please understand, being a housewife, being a mother, being a partner is a job. And when they get a divorce, they deserve it. They deserve half, if not more. And and we don't even know what they went through. They might deserve more than half. So I see a lot of people running around, Sutton running around talking about all this money. Look, I think it's tacky. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone says Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is about flaunting your wealth and blah, blah, blah. It's about flaunting your wealth. It's not Beverly Hills to talk about your wealth at all. That is not Beverly Hills. So for those that keep saying it's about, I appreciate Sutton flaunting her wealth and talking. No. It's not about that. You don't do that in Beverly Hills. You don't flaunt your wealth. That's actually tacky amongst rich people. That's why all of them were aghast when she said it. What? But I say that to say, a lot of people are also saying Sutton wants to act as if she earned all that money herself. She did. She raised those kids. She made it possible for him to have children and have the lifestyle that he wanted in order so he could go and make the money. And I'm sure she hosted dinners for partners and business associates. She earned every single dollar that she got. And this is coming from women. This is not coming from men. This is coming from other women that look like Sutton that says she's talking big and heavy like she earned that money. You talking like you've never been in a position to earn half of anything. Because let you be in that position. You would want half too, and you wouldn't want people to talk about how you didn't deserve it or earn it. Wouldn't you? But we love to talk about things because we've never been in that position, and you have such lack-minded consciousness. You're like, I would never be in that position. Hmm. La 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 la. Damn, I'm jumping ahead. I meant to wait to read y'all for filth. Not y'all. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Just saying. All right. Let me stay in line. So I felt for Kyle. I felt for Kyle because she talks more about with her life coach as to her concerns because part of why she doesn't want to move on, she's concerned that Mauricio might see that the grass is not greener on the outside and want to come back. And she says that she moves on. And look, I think a lot of people can relate to this. Not even if you're not in a marriage. You're sort of like, I don't want to move on. I don't want to move on because what if he comes back and I moved on and I'm happy with someone else? I get it. She basically says her whole personality was her relationship. Like her whole goal in life was to not be like her mom. And one of her things that she probably touted as successful was the fact that she was married. She's about to be 30 years married. So, and a lot of people did look at Kyle's marriage and kids like, wow, it's like a storybook. Like they even live in a house that looks like a storybook house. All right, here I've fallen for it because remember Kyle said, what was it last season? I've got people in my DMs saying that they looked up to our marriage. I will be the first one to say it. Like, who said that? But now that I'm looking back at it, I'm like, I'm sure people have said that to her when you look at their marriage. But I also understand her hesitation because she is scared. What if I do move on? And it seems as if he's moving on and he has no trepidation about moving on. But Kyle, in all fairness, if you are the one who initiated all of this, you were the one to be like, I need time away. I need space. We still have no idea what triggered that. Was it Morgan? Or was it whatever trust that he broke with you that you never told us what it was? So it's hard for the audience to really be sympathetic. We can try and be sympathetic based on what you've told us. But if you told us that this man cheated on you or took $1 million out of your account without telling you, then we could understand. But there's such a hole in the story that I'm sort of like, I want to be sympathetic. I am sympathetic. I want to understand where you're coming from, but I don't completely understand where you're coming from. Okay? But that's me. I say all that to say. I'm trying to think of it. Okay. So she has a fear so Mauricio told her that he had a fear of being on his own, but now he's on his own and he's loving it. He's loving this single man life. He didn't realize he could do it. But I understand her trepidation about moving on because, yes, he's loving it now, but I'm sure there's also the aspect that he misses of having a partner to go home to all the time. Now he's out in the streets having a good time, but will he want to have a solid person that he can go home to? When you see them together, there definitely is a best friendship between them. It doesn't feel toxic between them. It feels authentic between them. Ariana says, I agree, Kempire is too much up for interpretation. Yeah, like, girl, if he did something wrong where we can rally behind you and you're making us dislike you for him, because he really is making clean right now. He's able to go out there, have a good time. Even the world is viewing him like, yeah, Mauricio, now you can cheat in peace. But if he did something to you, cheated, took money, what did he do? But she has such a loyalty to him. Even at the end of this episode, she has such a loyalty to him. Even when Erika alludes that maybe he leaked this to the press, she makes excuses for him. Kyle, I need to know the truth. If you don't tell us the truth by the end of this season, at the reunion, I'm just going to be riding with Mauricio. I'm like, you did it. You wanted to be with you wanted to be a lesbian. You wanted to be a lesbian. All right, let's talk about my girl Bozoma. First of all, I'm going to start nice. Bozoma is stunning. She is gorgeous. She is smart. Yes. What is she doing with Keely? But look, what does Keely do for work? Is he a businessman? What does he do? Have we ever found that out? I can't remember if she ever told us. I'm still on the fence about this whole situation about having a baby or even talking about having a baby with a man you haven't even said I love you to. You don't live together. There's no talk of living together. There is no marriage down the way. Look, and I'm not even that traditional, but I'm just saying, like, there are certain things. You haven't even said I love you. I'm not going to, I think it's important to be mindful of who you have children with because you're always going to be connected to that person. And we already know that Bose is the voice of reason in this group. She's a very smart woman. She's very accomplished. Every time she brings a business on this damn show, it is black. Okay, I appreciate it. Her assistant's black. When she hosted an event, everybody there was black. Okay, when she brought this fertility doctor in, black. I appreciate it. Happy Black History Month. I appreciate that. When she said, and I love the fact that she is rich too. She is retired. Okay, everything about Bozoma is rich. From her hair down to her toes. Rich. Yes, that's another person you got to go. Rich. I love that for her. I do. Multiple houses. Okay. Very accomplished. But what I always tell you, God always humbles us. You can't have everything, okay? There will always be that one thing, and Keely might be that one thing. Now, you know what song is in my head? Because I heard it earlier today. A. Marie's One Thing. It's just one thing that got me driven. Sorry, focus. So she flies this wonderful woman in, very accomplished in her field of fertility. She says, of course I'm going to have the fertility doctor flown in. I have my hairstylist, my nail stylist, my waxer, my thing, my that. They all come to my house. Yes, that's the kind of rich I aspire to. I don't want to leave the house. That's the Taurus in me. I don't want to, and the Cancer rising. I don't want to leave the house. Bring it all to my house. Hair, nails, yes. All of it. That would have made my life a lot easier today, too. Well, I got to be outside with the regular folk. Yeah, we are talking about Beverly Hills. We're going to act snooty. Okay, we're acting. We're not really snooty. Some of you are. But I love that for her. I'm getting in my car dealing with y'all in the streets when I can have these people flown in. Okay, fine. So we learned some details from the doctor. And she's giving facts. After 45, Bozoma was 47 at the time, there's a 2% chance of conception. The fertility doctor says it's not impossible. It's just going to be a bit of a more of a challenge. She has 2% of a chance of conception. They go upstairs. Keely's there, being Keely, holding her hand. Still hasn't said I love you. And she's doing the sonogram, and she has, I don't remember what it's called, but the doctor explains to us, well, you know, when you're in your 20s or 30s, you have this amount of egg sac situations. I don't know. Look, I'm a man. Y'all know the terms in your uterus, okay? And she had, I think, one there. Not one egg, but like one, whatever that thing is called. Y'all know what it is. Why am I doing this? So that's a good thing for her, but it's a hard chance for her to get pregnant over the age of 45. 2% chance. She's already had 2 difficult pregnancies. Remember, she lost her first pregnancy. She, egg house. Thank you, Carly. I couldn't remember. I knew it was something. I was like, egg house. Thank you. Anyways, so she kind of gives her the numbers in regards to what to expect for someone of her age. Doesn't look good. But some people have also asked, why would Bozoma want to risk her health to have another baby, especially at this particular point in her life? She says in her confessional, her new confessional looked gorgeous. Right? Bozoma's stunning to me. Stunning. High cheekbones, flawless skin, great hair. Always with a fantastic outfit. I don't care what anyone says. Okay. So she says the reason why she wants to do it is because I love this man. I want to marry this man. I want to have babies for this man. Keely told her in a previous scene, he wants 1 to 3 babies. I know a lot of people are asking, why didn't she just do a surrogate? Remember, she said when she lost her first baby, she immediately wanted to get pregnant again. She got pregnant again, but she spent that entire pregnancy very worried. She did not enjoy that process. So based on what her saying that, I feel it's not just about Keely. She wants to be able to do this process again, but be in a different headspace. I don't know if it's worth risking her life, because that's the thing that we have to talk about. She would be risking her own life. And she's a Black woman. We've talked about this with Married to Medicine. In regards to, she'd probably get the best care, but she's still a Black woman. It doesn't matter how much money you have. We learned that with Beyonce. When that man was trying to talk to Beyonce in the Renaissance film, trying to talk down to Beyonce, and Beyonce says, I Googled it, and it exists. He is talking to Beyonce. So I don't care how much money you have. At the end of the day, people will always remind you that you're Black. All right, let me take a sip. I'm yelling today, and I really shouldn't be. Someone says that Keely's using her. Ariana says, and Serena. Anyway. All right. So we had that scene. Let's get to the caftans and caviar. Before we get to that, though, that's when Dorit is called Poor Dorit by Sutton. Because they're getting ready. They know they're going to see each other. We have these separate scenes. We see them making their way to the caftans and caviar party. Okay? So, that's when Sutton says, Porit. And I said, damn. So we should already knew that this was coming. Sutton had already decided that she was going to go for Dorit and go the lowest that she could go. No one else has ever done it. Of course, Sutton would be the one. Because Sutton was the only one that was asking the questions when Erika was on trial in front of us. So she said, I'm going to go as low as I can go. She says, I don't regret it. She says, I won't regret it. She didn't say it then, but she says it later when she talked about the wallets. So everyone looked great in their caftans. I love a good caftan. I think when I was in India, I brought back a few of the women in my life caftans as well. Gorgeous ones that I found. But Dorit decided not to wear one. You see why I keep saying that Dorit is a wet rag? She's not as... You're lucky that production has decided to produce Dorit this season to make her interesting. And I still don't find her interesting. You decided to come... Mind you, Dorit, you are supposed to be the fashionista of this group. If you really wanted to be that girl this season, you have no issue with Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly on Watch What Happens Live was asked about Dorit not following her. Jennifer Tilly was so diplomatic about it. She's like, she's been going through a lot. She's like, Dorit and I have no issues. Like, I really feel for her and what she's going through. Dorit, such a bore. I'm gonna call you Boreet because you're so boring. Even the outfit you had, I don't care if it's Dior, it was boring. Everyone came in looking fabulous. You even had Garcelle outshine you.
What is this, honey?
You even had Garcelle outshine you. This would have been your moment to come in. She's like, I didn't even notice the caftan part. Everyone else noticed it but you. It goes back to people saying that you're self-absorbed. Jennifer Tilly's caftan, gorgeous. Even Kathy Hilton wore one. Everyone wore one but you. It was that so that you could stand out? You stood out like a sore thumb, a wet rag. Dorit. That's what I'm gonna call her, Dorit. Kiara says, I liked her dress. On any other day, that would have been fine. That dress would have been fine. But when the women are coming in looking amazing in their caftans, this is your opportunity. You're supposed to be the fashionista of the group. You could have easily came in with a gorgeous, maybe something from Dior that they made. Terrible, terrible decision. Just saying. Anyways. I did like Garcelle's caftan. I like that color on her. Just saying. We gotta uplift Garcelle when she gets it right. Come on. Let's say it together. You're smart. You're anyway. Why Garcelle saw Anne Marie on the name tags, and she was like, Anne Marie's here? And it's like, no, that's Jennifer Tilly's other friend. That's the other thing too, Dorit. You make it so hard to defend you. You ain't even got friends. Who were those people? According to Sutton, that was the Babysitters Club. Who were those people at your 4th of July party? None of them look like your friends. They don't even look like they were age appropriate friends. Who are those people? Like, who are your friends? At least for Sutton, no matter how we feel about Sutton and Sutton's Virgo ways. Sorry, Virgos. At least she has friends. Who are your friends, Dorit? You probably can't keep one. And the only reason why you have this friend in Bozoma is because of this show. And Bozoma has like 1,500 other damn best friends. So she's like, I can add another one and another one. Anyway. Okay. So Garcelle sees the Anna Marie name tag, and she's just like, oh my God. Her reaction was hilarious to me. The sound effects between Garcelle and Bose when Dorit and Sutton were fighting, I was like, these two are hilarious. One no regret says, you must be stopped. #Virgo. Y'all know I love my Virgos. I do love my Virgos. I've come to the conclusion, I actually do love you guys. And the fact that I can say these things to you, I feel like, yeah, it's Kismet. We're in love. We're in love. Right, Virgos? Right? Okay. Thank you guys so much for the super chat. Hold on. Tyler, thank you so much for Tyler says, poor Reed. You know, Tyler. Thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, we have over 1,200 of you here watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Shout out to those of you watching here on TikTok as well. Like the video, it's easy and it's free. Once we get to a certain amount of callers, our mods will decide how many callers we will need before we drop the call link. But if you're a member of the channel, we will be dropping the call link for you guys. All right. See, one no regret says, we love you too. See, Virgos love me. Hey, Missy. Missy says, Kemp is so messy. What? What did I say? I can't keep up. I've said so many things since we started. This is where the group finds out that Jennifer Tilly is half Chinese. I don't know about you. Erika for me, the last couple of seasons, and I'm sure for her, because of all the Tom drama, she's really had a light energy. And every time we're at a dinner table with her, she's always coming out with information that no one else knows. Like, I didn't know about Jennifer Tilly and her sister. I didn't even know she had a sister. I didn't know that they both were nominated. And she's like, are you guys the only ones? And she's like, well, no, there was these other actresses that were also nominated. Jennifer Tilly and her sister look exactly alike, except her sister has like white hair. But she brought that up, and I'm like, these little interesting moments. And she is fascinated because, Erika Jane, she loves money. She loves material things. Nothing wrong with it. But she's like, oh, she's just so fabulous. She has such taste. She loves it. She's like, I don't know how she's friends with Sutton. I mean, besides Sutton's weirdness, I understand their friendship because they're both kind of weird, Sutton and Jennifer Tilly. But they also like the finer things in life, and they've traveled together. This is why they are best friends. Logan says that Erika's very cerebral. That reminds me, I did end up watching the first half of Mia Thornton's live with Gordon. I try to watch the rest of it. What I found is that Gordon is willing to do whatever Mia wants him to do, as long as she agrees not to divorce him. He has pulled the divorce this month. Remember, she said during the reunion that they were in the final weeks of their divorce. So what was the point in pulling the divorce, Gordon? Gordon is just as bad as Mia. Honestly, if they were not to come back next season, I would be fine. They are scam artists to me. I know that was a major sidebar, but it's Real Housewives. It's related. If I forget about it next week, y'all remind me. We'll talk about it then. Okay. All right. Moving on. I also found it funny when Erika, because Jennifer Tilly says that that Cher was Native American. And she's like, oh no, she's Armenian and she's from the Valley. Kathy Hilton's like, you got a thing about the Valley. She's like, yeah, I lived in the Valley. Haha. Like these weird, quirky, like what I appreciate about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is the quirky, weird, funny that we get there. We're getting a little bit more of that in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but we're getting people with rich money. We got Kathy Hilton, we got Jennifer Tilly. I'm going to even put Erika Jane in that category. We got Sutton. I might even give a little bit of that to Garcelle. Garcelle's probably, she's funny too, but she's not quirky. I mean, the fashion's quirky. Damn. But she makes me laugh. Anyway. Okay. So, when Sutton arrives, this is important to note because we kept on seeing the clip of Sutton comparing wallets to Dorit. We saw that. So people immediately were like, oh my God. I said, I need context because it's very easy for us to jump to the conclusion that that was Sutton's first inclination, but it kind of was. But as soon as Sutton comes in, Sutton orders water. Dorit's like, are you doing that because of what our little... Why would you say that? It's like you're trying to take another dig. If you really wanted to resolve stuff, if you really were apologetic, if you really did not want to start something, you would have left it alone. And based off the people that I know that drink, they order water and a drink, right? What is wrong with ordering water? And that is what set Sutton off. She's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. So then it gets into a back and forth between Dorit and Sutton. Okay. And Sutton says that she's still upset the fact that Dorit insinuated that she had a drinking problem last season. Okay. So Dorit says that, well, Kyle did it too. Grow up. And Sutton's like, well, Kyle apologized. You never did. And production drops the receipts. She never apologized. She never apologized. She's like, I don't know. Well, then I don't know. So Sutton says to Dorit, you need to pick on someone whose wallet fits. Oh. Look, was that a rehearsed read? I think so. At the end of the day, I think Sutton decided that she was going to go low. She was already setting this up in the confessionals by calling her poor Reet, even though the confessionals are filmed afterwards. She was already saying, I'm going to go there. She had decided that she was going to go there, and she was going to do that here. But I still think that this is not something that's Beverly Hills. I know some people be like, this is what we watch Beverly Hills for. Huh? No. You saw everyone gasp. In Beverly Hills, they don't talk about money. They don't talk how much money people have. They were like, oh, what? And then, of course, Erika Jane's chiming in, what are you trying to say? You're trying to say you have more men? And she's like, she was just like, our wallets don't match. And then I said on social media, y'all need to stop hyping up Dorit. She's got so much to say in her confessionals, but mute at the table. Well, some people are like, well, this is what people do in confessionals. They do it all the time. This isn't new. It's one thing to say something additional in your confessionals or have more energy in your confessionals, once a producer feeds you lines. It's another thing to be mute. You notice how she was mute? I'm going to call her mute Reet. She was mute. She's just like, okay, fine. Then she did have a moment though, Dorit, in response to her, where she was sort of like mimicking Sutton about the joke that she made during the 4th of July party, about her bag, holding her bag. Okay. So, and then I found it funny when Sutton tried to mimic what Dorit did, and then Garcelle laughs. I'm like, Garcelle, shh. Shh. Stop being the spokesperson or the hype man. Shh. Be quiet. But so was Bose. Bose and Garcelle were having sound effects. So, in the confessional, was it the confessional? Was it in the after show? It's hard to remember now with everything that I end up watching right before this live. But regardless, Sutton said it. She said it either on the after show or she said it in her confessionals that Dorit has a foreclosure, owes taxes, and we never talk about it. And I said, finally. Brooklyn Star says, that's poverty silence. Only a few can do it. Why are you this way? Not poverty silence. I don't know that life. Y'all know it. Look, hold on. Someone on my Instagram, I don't know who it was. I did an idiot. So my new place, I don't know people, I guess if you don't know different design styles and things like that. So in my new place, there is a lot of exposed concrete, the ceilings, some of the pillars and things like that. But that's intentional. So they're like, I thought you were rich. Why does your ceiling look like that? First of all, I'm not rich yet. Okay. I am rich in spirit, heart. Okay. But I'm not poor Reet either. Wait. But I was like, you just telling on yourself that you don't know decor. Okay? You don't know decor. Anyway. Amber, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. So you became a member today. Thank you. Anyone notice Erika is like a walking Wikipedia? I like it though. It's like weird. It's so funny. You just never know what's going to come out of her mouth. Tyler, thank you so much for another super chat. Tyler says, Porito. Oh, it's got a ring to it, right? Porito. Key Talks, thank you so much for being a member, and thank you so much for the super chat. Brokeet needs to be more concerned about tucking in her price tag so that they can be returned. In the words of Funky Dineva, can't do wrong to someone and then tell them how mad to get. Well, then there's that. Okay. All right. Hey, thank you, Velda. Velda says industrial aesthetics, but some people don't know that. It's okay. All right. Oh, wait. I am made this. Look, hold on. Let me fix this. There we go. Let me make it larger. There we go. All right. Live show. Boom. Okay. Back to this. And then I'm going to take some. Matter of fact, let me drop the call-in link for our live, our members. Mods, can you let me know how many likes we should get before I drop the call-in link for the general audience? I'm not going to be live long. My throat is already hurting me. I've been talking a lot today. And I don't have any of my lozenges here. Really? Okay. And if you missed it, guys, we had Taria Faison from the What Else Is Going On podcast on earlier. She was in the room when Karen Huger was sentenced earlier today. She dropped by for giving us exclusive details as to what went down. So be sure to subscribe to her YouTube channel as well. Let me drop this link for our members on the community tab and live chat once we get to whatever our mods want us to get to. I know, only 440 something likes. And how many people are watching? 1,300? I don't get it, but it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So there's a back and forth between Porito. It's got a ring to it, Tyler. There's a back and forth between Porito and Sutton. And Sutton is talking about her wealth, okay? Porito in her confessional is like, first of all, she can talk about the big pocketbook that her husband put in her lap. The same pocketbook of the bankruptcy he put in your lap? Okay. But I will give Porito this. When she says that only got her a horse instead of a date. That was good, right? I thought that was funny. Whatever producer came up with that, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But that led me to the tirade that I had earlier, is that even Kyle said the same thing in her after show and in her confessional. She's like, oh gosh, Sutton, why did you say that? We don't say things like that. And she said it in the after show about, Sutton's wealth was from her husband. Y'all, this is other women that are also married to very wealthy men saying the same thing. And I get it. Kyle and Mauricio built their fortune together, blah, blah, blah. But if he divorces you, he's going to be like, you don't own the agency. I built up that business. And if he takes all of that away from you, you might feel a little bit differently. When you know what it takes to be a mother, a wife, a partner, in order for that husband to go out and make the millions and millions of dollars and do all the things. So we have to normalize, stop saying that a housewife or a mother or a partner doesn't deserve what the husband has created in business. Because I know some of you that are partners with your husbands know how much you have given them. And I'm just talking about supporting the household. But some of these wives are actually, honey, they're looking at the plans. They're looking at the meetings. They're getting the motivational talks. They're getting ideas. Because a lot of these women are also educated and business-minded as well. They just decided to be at home. But they're also helping these men, because you know what they say, behind every great man, there's a greater woman. And I mean that to my core. I've been saying this for years. I've been waiting on a female president for years because I know the day that we have a female president, we're going to see a huge shift in America. But y'all ain't ready to have that conversation, are you? I'm going to let y'all sit in that. Let's take a second. Okay. Y'all weren't ready for that now. Look where you're at now. All right. Sutton says she doesn't regret talking about it, though. She says, I don't regret it. I won't regret it. And in fact, I'm proud of it. What? Mind you, they're going to ask her about saying this at the reunion. And I want Sutton to be like, I don't regret it. I don't. I don't regret it. I mean, spoken like a real Virgo. Virgos are like that. Virgo, speak up. Y'all don't regret anything y'all say. You will have a valid reason as I was just being honest. I was just being honest. Anyway. All right. Truth is trouble. Thank you so much for the super chat. Truth is trouble says, what does Dorit even do for a living? What happened to Beverly Beach? Dorit is a full-time housewife, and nothing wrong with that. And I think she should get half of whatever's left of PK's fortune. Why not? Ebony says, don't come for Virgos. I'm pointing out facts, Virgos. Tell the truth. PSM says, yep, my mom is a Virgo. They don't regret it. Fine. Mind you, though, when she was pointing that out, Dorit was very mute. Did you guys notice that? She had more to say in the confessionals, which is fine. But at the table, she was like this. And look, we're watching an edited show. Did she say something and they didn't show it? Possible. I'm giving grace. She didn't. Her rehearsed reads are exclusively for the confessionals. Okay. And Sutton says her issue with Dorit is that she's so phony. She's so fake. She says she could never be friends with someone like this. Spoken like a true earth sign. When she said all this, I was like, I get it. I get it. I get it, Sutton. I completely get it. She can't be friends with someone like Porrito. Tyler, I can't stop saying it. She can't be friends with someone like Porrito because she's fake. And I'm sure the way she's showing up this season's even more fake. It's just confirming what I've been saying all season. Everything about Porrito is fake. All right. Garcelle then intervenes. She's like, maybe if you just apologize, Dorit, and we can move on. So Dorit, with a little coaxing, is like, all right, I apologize. Sutton's like, real sincere. And then she tries to apologize again. Then it leads to another argument. She's like, well, you called me a bitch. Well, you were being one. Look, can I blame Sutton for calling her the B word? I can't. If you're insinuating something, especially because we know Sutton's history, but then you're also insinuating I might have a drinking problem. You never apologize for it. You're lucky I didn't call you worse, to be honest. And I didn't even want to come to this party. You're lucky I didn't call you worse. You want to act all holier than thou when you made a silly, ridiculous, non-funny joke. Because there are plenty of ways that she could have made a joke about Sutton's drinking that would have been funny. That wasn't funny. Leave the comedy up to the comedians. Leave it up to the professionals. That wasn't funny. Okay? So when Porrito walks away, and first of all, she gets mad at Kyle. Why did she get mad at Kyle? Poor Kyle was like trying to intervene and navigate the conversation, And she gets mad at Kyle, Porito. She felt like Kyle should have been doing more. So they end up having a conversation away from them. And this is where I knew that Porito's apology was not sincere. Because then she insinuates, or I don't know if it's an insinuation, she says when she balances her meds. Again, she didn't go on the Augusta trip. I think for all of us that viewed this season and the Augusta trip, it's fresh for all of us. Seeing Sutton talk about her father and his issues with drinking and depression and things like that. So she makes this next dig to Kyle. And even Kyle's just like, she doesn't like that. Kyle, that's not really defending your friend. Defending a friend would be like, Dorit, don't say that. Look, don't say that. That's not true. Not, she doesn't like when you say that. What are you saying? What are you saying, Kyle? Okay. I forgot to turn my notifications off. Please hold. Let me turn my notifications off. Y'all know I'm usually very good about turning my notifications off. Please and hold. There we go. So they have that. They end the episode, though, with Mauricio getting caught in an airport kissing that woman. Mind you, he's not even with that woman. That feels so long ago. He's not even with that woman anymore. I don't even know if he was with her then. She could have been a fly-by-night. He's flying to Greece to be with her. He's caught in the airport kissing her. So we get these different scenes of everyone reacting. Why did Porito look like she was jealous? She said it felt like a gut punch. Oh, because you thought it was going to be you. And I've never been one that has played along with that speculation about Porito and Mauricio. Oh, it's got a ring to it, though. Porito and Mauricio. So she said it felt like a gut punch. Okay. Erika FaceTimes with Kyle and just like, he should know better than this. Kyle ends up making excuses for him. She's like, are you insinuating that he did this intentionally? She's like, when I got what Erika was saying. He's a public person. There are paparazzi everywhere. There are fans everywhere. Sometimes I'm surprised when people recognize me in a random place abroad. And I'm like, oh. It's like, oh, I love your... I'm like, real? Where am I? So, and I'm talking at my level of exposure. We're talking about Mauricio, who was on Netflix. That's seen around the world. He's on Bravo, seen around the world. So, it wouldn't shock me. However, Sutton says, I've been to that airport. I've been to that airport when Jennifer Aniston was there. Ain't no paparazzi there. So she says to Garcelle, because here go the bone collectors. These are the two bone collectors of RHOBH. I think that they are playing a war of roses. She believes that Kyle is calling the paparazzi, and she believes that Mauricio called the paparazzi. So being the producer that Garcelle is, she wants to get clarity. So what are you saying, Sutton? Are you saying that Mauricio did this intentionally to get back at Kyle? 100%. 100%. Okay. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that's how we were going to end the episode, but 100%. Fine. Oh, sidebar. Jennifer Tilly was asked about Reba Wackaweeza. Was asked about her. Have you met her before? She's like, yeah, I've met her multiple times. And she's like, the way she was with Garcelle, she is with everyone. That's just who she is. She's blunt. Okay. Oh, Fifi says, Kempire, weren't you on Young, Famous, and African? I was. Are you trying to say I'm worldwide? Oh, and I've been on RHOBH. Yes, come on. And RHOC. And on RHOA, right? And RHOP, right? I can't even keep up anymore. All right. Enough of that. I've dropped the call-in link for our members. I will drop the call-in link once we get to 650 likes in the live chat. All right, it should be easy. We have over 1,300 of you here. Let me see how many members we have. Oh, damn, we got a full stage backstage. I don't know if we're going to need any regular folks. Look, regular folks. Sorry, regular folks, meaning non-members, because we have a long line backstage. All right. I'm going to rely on the members to do most of the talking. Don't ask me any question, members. I just want to rest my voice, okay? Don't even ask me how I am. It's okay. We can save the niceties. We'll just say hello, and you get right into it, and I will start the timer. Tracy, I want to say thank you so much for the super chat. Tracy says, I love Sutton. Dorit, don't want that smoke. Ooh, child. Dorit, you better get ready for the reunion. Truth is trouble. Thank you for another super chat. Truth says, Camille Grammer clocked that fakery from Porito. She did. And she tried to bring it up this season, but no one had her back. Lady D, thank you so much for the super chat. Lady D says, no, we don't regret it because we say what everyone else wants to say. Virgo. That's what Lady D is representing right there. All right. All right. Let me get to the callers. Let me put up my disclaimer. There we go. The opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors, etc., etc. They agree not to use profanity or derogatory statements. Everything that they say is alleged. Okay? Not and for entertainment purposes only. All right. We're going to bring up April 1st. April 1st. What's going on, April?
Kempire, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'm going to rewatch this episode again because it had me cackling. I also agree when I get a margarita or anything like that when I go to Chili's, I order a glass of water because you want to stay hydrated. But hey, I don't know. And I hope Sutton does not take her foot off of Porito's neck because it is deserved. And I agree. Listen, find somebody else's wallet. Okay, big bank, little bank. You can't take my bank. I can take your bank though. Um, and I would have told Erica, be quiet, Miss Scammer, aka Jewel Thief. Pipe down because you don't want this either. And that's all. And that's all I had to say. Have a great day.
Thanks, April. Look, she did that in like 40 seconds. All right. We've got Wendy backstage. We'll bring Wendy up next. Wendy, what's going on?
Okay, I'm mad because I'm not first, but that's okay. April 1st. Okay. One thing. Okay, people. If there was over 1,000 likes for your Karen Huger video, there should be over 1,000 likes for this one. That's all I have to say. With that, just want to advocate for you, Kempire.
Thank
You
you.
should have already have 1,000 likes. But um Sudden, she gave me life yesterday. I mean, today I was laughing at her. I said, the shade is real, the pettiness is real. Go ahead, you earn that money. So, hey, it's your money, honey. So, that's how I was feeling. And Dorit, I think Dorit is such a hypocrite because wasn't it last season she called Camille a see you next Tuesday? And thought it was funny and stuff like that. But oh, when Sudden called her a B word, oh, she's so offended. Okay, I'm over it. I'm just over it. And that's all I wanted to say. Y'all like the video, y'all like the video.
Thank you,
Bye.
Wendy. Bye. Perfect timing, too. All right. We're going to bring up Miss Esquire next. Miss Esquire, what's going on?
I'm good. And how are you? You're well. You don't even have to say it. Like the video, everybody. So listen, I know that this is hypocritical. I don't care. It's not the morally right position to be in. But Sutton gave me life. She said, I was learning my man while I was earning my man, baby. I'll put this big Birkin on this table and you will have the little one. And listen, I live for that because we watch this show to watch these rich women fight about being rich. That is when the show is so much fun. Is when I'm comparing my yacht to your little ship, my mansion to your second home. And listen, that's not a game that Dorit can play anymore. So poor Besito, Dorito, gone somewhere. Okay. I know it's not the morally right, position to take, blah, blah, blah. Don't, define a woman by the man and the money, whatever, girl. I loved it. I live for it. And I hope that she stand on all of that business at this reunion.
Mm.
That's Also, yeah, Karen Huger's going to jail. She's definitely gonna do probably 6 months at that time. Bless her heart. I loved your recap. I watched your short and your recap. I'm sorry I couldn't join it. But yeah, mom, that made me real sad for mama. But
Yeah.
consequences, choices. So,
Yep.
all right, talk to you
Thank
later.
you, Miss
Also, had a
Esquire.
great time on the live stream on Friday. So much fun.
Oh, thank you for being there. Thank you,
Yeah,
Miss
I had
Esquire.
so much. I am spending all my Fridays with you. Bye.
Bye. Not this Friday. I'm taking a break. This Friday I am off. Okay. I hope I don't have to do anything this Friday. I need a break. The Dan talk is backstage. We're gonna bring Dan up in just a second. Hold on, Dan. Dan, what's going on?
Hello, just want to say hello from Belgium. First time I'm
Hey,
calling here, so I'm really excited.
thank you.
Just
What
a
part
few
of
things.
Belgium?
What?
What part of Belgium?
Brussels, the
Oh,
capital.
I've been.
Oh, it's a nice city. Just think with Dorit, I said it from the first episode that they wanted to do the season of Dorit, and I told everyone that will not last. She cannot be able to have a season for her for sure. So, and we see it now. For the after show, I love Garcelle, Sutton, and Tilly together. That's perfect. They're so funny and shady. And I don't know if you saw for this episode how Dorit tried to say that Sutton doesn't like her only because she's the best friend of Garcelle. She just said that Dorit didn't drag Sutton for years now, and then the only reason Sutton doesn't like Dorit is for Garcelle. It's not true. Garcelle doesn't like Dorit for some reason, and Sutton doesn't like Dorit for other reasons. It just happened that they are best friends. That's the case.
Yeah.
So that's
point.
my point of view. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Thank you. Take care. Perfect timing. I love the efficiency. Okay. Let me bring up O'Shea. We're real international right now. Hey, O'Shea from South Africa.
Hey, Kempire, I won't ask how you are. I know I normally do. Yeah, no, it is quite late, but I had to come for the live gathering of Dorit. I was so excited. I'm so excited. It's been a good time. But I just wanted to say something about Kyle, because on the after show, Kyle went on and on about where Sutton has gotten her money from and how she doesn't deserve it and so on. I'm like, Kyle, where did you get your money from? We read House of Hilton. We know about the mother and the polo lounge and all the things. We know how the husband stole half of the brother-in-law's company. Like, what is this high horse that you're on? And did Sutton not just take you to see her offbeat mother on a private family trip? Like, what's wrong with you? But anyway, that's it. Yeah, but I was just quite amused
Thank you.
by that. Thanks.
Wow. I mean, look, he's right. That's why I'm looking at Kyle like, Kyle, you of all people really should not talk. Okay? Like, if we were to really do the forensic accounting of your money, okay. But we're going to give you some grace this week. Hayat is backstage. We're going to bring Hayat up next. Hayat, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. I forgot my point. All I can hear in my head now is he took my goddamn house. But anyways, yeah. Oh my god. I think I drank the Dorit Kool-Aid for 2 episodes, and then ever since then, I'm like, oh wow, I remember who Dorit is. Dorit is so annoying, and I think honestly, why I find her and Bose's relationship slowly starting to irritate me is I think we don't see any like fun light parts with them. Anytime I see them together, it's just
This is
it's
what I've been
ridiculous.
saying.
There's just nothing there, and I want to see like that's what I appreciate about Sutton's relationships with either Garcelle or Jennifer Tilly. And by the way, Jennifer Tilly is like an LGBTQ movie like queen. Okay, like
Yep.
Bound is like one of the best. Anyways, and I knew she'd been half Chinese since then. So, but yeah, no, I really wish that they would do better on that. And Kyle, it's really sad, her story, the more I think about it, because it sounds like she ended things with Mauricio because he was doing something and she wanted him to be miserable. She didn't want to actually end it.
Yeah.
And he wasn't miserable. And now she's miserable. But she doesn't
Mauricio's
have to
out
be
here.
miserable. Anyways, Kempire, honey, ginger, please soothe your throat.
I know.
Anyway.
I know. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right,
bye. And I don't mean it in the way we normally say that, but he's out here living his best life. Okay. Brooklyn Star is backstage. We're going to bring Brooklyn Star up next. Brooklyn Star, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I'm going to try to be quick because I got some points. Okay, so I really hate how they're always being in disgust about how Sutton has her money. It is a sacrifice to be a stay-home and in raising up kids. Okay, I have given life during that time. I have gone to work functions where I know I don't like nobody in there, but I know my position. You do a lot of stuff, and so if things go left, I'm not entitled to a little bit of coin. Find something safe to do. That is crazy. And I don't like the fact that Kyle's sitting there like she's not wanting to get broke off her little coin from Mauricio. There is a reason why she is acting like we don't realize she's dating Sarah Connor. Okay. I think they're waiting for this lawsuit thing with Mauricio to see what's left and then to split it. Okay. And also the reason that Dorit is quiet, we have to realize that Sutton knows everybody's tea. If she throw it on the table, she knows something. She's the one who knew about Denise. She is the one that knew about PK either having a woman when he was pulled over. Sutton knows all of their tea. I don't know who is talking to her. I don't know. She has a hotline and she knows everybody's tea before she blurts things out.
Not a hotline.
And I'm not mad at Sutton, okay? Like, go to their house with 5 more Birkins. Kyle and Dorit are always thirsty when she comes there with her bags, okay? But that's all.
Thanks, Brooklyn Star. Brooklyn Star brings up another valid point. When we look at why a lot of these people are going to court and a judge is deciding, oh no, you are entitled to half of everything. You deserve to get this, that, whatever. We have to think. Some of these women, most of these women, were professionals. Brooklyn Star says, gave up careers. Can you imagine if they didn't give up their career and they were in the workforce, what they would have accumulated as professional women? These are all things that need to be considered. And like I said before, I feel like it's a lot of women judging people like Sutton for being housewives. But I'll get off my high horse. Let me drop the call link for the live chat. We did reach our goal of 650 likes, but let's keep getting the likes in. Let's get to 1,000 likes before the end of this live. We have quite a few people backstage. We're going to bring up Keith Talks next. Keith, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey, why you sound so sad? Uh-oh, now I can't hear you, Keith. What happened? Uh-oh. Keith, do me a favor. Drop out and then call back in. I don't know. That's happening a lot lately. And we'll bring Keith when he comes back in. Jasmine's backstage. Hey, Jasmine. Long time no speak.
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
Okay, so I just wanted to say just a few things really quick. First of all, on Kyle, I'm indifferent to her because she just gets on my nerves so much. I understand she's going through a divorce.
Yes.
But I'm tired of her crying all the time. And I just found it also interesting that she was crying about Mauricio moving on while she had that tattoo showing that she got with Morgan. I was like, that's very interesting. You got the tattoo on your wrist, but you crying. Okay, anyway. So, and then I was very happy to, Sutton had me gagged the entire episode. The entire, I literally was like clutching my little fake pearls so many times. I was like, oh my God, Sutton. Like she went there and Dorit earned it. You know, she really earned it because first she was trying to be this big bad, you know, wayward teenager role or whatever. Like I'm big and bad now. So I'm just going to let everybody know how I feel. And she was going at Kyle. Now they're friends and now she needs somebody else to go at. But it's just so performative. It's so performative and like nitpicking at her, even though I understand what you're saying about like, we know that what happened with Sutton going on the trip to her mom.
Yeah.
Like at the same time, Dorit knows to an extent. And I just feel like she was being intentional and it was performative. She wanted scenes. Sutton gave her a scene. And I was watching that. I said, that's Reba's daughter.
Oh,
go ahead, Reba's daughter. Go off, girl. Okay.
Oh, no,
I said, that's
real
Beaver's daughter right there going off. And then the last thing I do want to say, I'm sorry, I'm going over.
Yeah, because
But
everybody gonna be
you
mad at
are,
you when I cut them off.
don't be mad at me, y'all. I'm sorry. The last thing I wanted to say is Peacock, NBC Universal, they need to pay you because I always forget that there's an after show for these housewives until you mention it. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, let me go watch that too. So you are doing a good work for NBC Universal. They need to drop you a coin
Thank,
immediately. Okay.
thank you,
Bye. Have
Jazz.
a good night.
Thank you, Jasmine. Bye. All right, Ellie's backstage. We're gonna bring long time don't speak, Ellie.
Hey, oh my gosh, I am laughing at the previous caller, the one that said that Kyle's dating Laura Connor.
Really is.
Stop it. Okay, she shouldn't be feeling any type of way when she came out with that music video, which was softcore, whatever. I was
Yep.
so giggly this episode. I work with children, and one time I broke my water bottle, and a boy told me, he's like, "Oh, Miss Ellie, Miss, you're poor." And he didn't mean it in the financial way, even though I felt very seen. I was like, you see right through me. But he meant it in that, like, oh, poor Miss Ellie, like her water bottle broke. And that was immediately what I thought of when I heard Dorit. I was like, oh, poor Dorit. Because not only is she poor financially, she's also poor in spirit. I just, after the Karen stuff that is deep and all of that stuff, I needed a giggle. Sutton knew, the universe told her that we needed her to come and say these things, and you know what? She can stand on it. She can put her money where her mouth is, quite literally. So that's all I gotta say. Bye, Kempire.
Bye. Ellie made me laugh. The kid called her poor. She said I felt seen. Oh my god. Damn. All right, Tish is backstage. We're gonna bring. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just double check. Keith, Tish, hold on a second. I promise, Keith. I'm sorry, Keith. Hold on. Keith, I apologize.
No problem. Thank you so much. All right, but first of all, let me just say it's Big Sutton, not the little one. Okay, because the way she was whacking Dorit every which way, Dorit had nothing to say. She didn't even have time to stutter. Okay. She was getting her every which way, and I love every second of it. And then also as a Virgo, I can attest that we don't apologize after we make a statement, okay? Why you think you haven't seen Giselle apologize to Wendy yet? Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. Okay, it's going to be hard to get an apology. But also with Mauricio and Cal, let me just say, I believe the airport was in Mykonos, and I've been to Mykonos multiple times, and anyone can also attest that Mykonos is a very small island.
Yeah.
Okay, the airport when I landed only had like 5 workers there. The airplane only had 15, 20 people. No one in Mykonos is checking for Mauricio. He's not Beyonce. Okay, no one is waiting on him to take photos of him and some random model that don't even have 5,000 Instagram followers. So that's just that. But overall, I think this is a great episode, and I'm loving that Sutton is clocking Dorit every which way because they have been bullying her, and she has been on them this season, and I'm here for it. All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye. What? I mean, that's the second person that's flown through that airport confirming the same thing. Sutton was the first person. So did Mauricio hire someone to take that picture and leak it to the press? Was that intentional for a storyline, or was that intentional to get back at Kyle? I'm on the fence because I've told you I haven't believed that this divorce. I believe that they want to get a divorce. I think the timing is interesting. And you saw how she was defending him. So I don't know. I think it's just a storyline. Okay. Let me bring up Tish next. Tish, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Oh my gosh, that last caller had me rolling. Oh my gosh. I cannot stop laughing. Okay, I took notes because I know that I need to be quick. First and foremost, I watched the live show. It was so good. Well, I watched it via the link. I'm so glad you did that because I was able to save it until Monday and watch it while I was at work. So I had my entertainment. It was so good. Can you please keep doing that?
I can't promise because it's the venues.
Well, let me know who I need to write a letter to.
Oh.
I get stuff done. I will write a letter.
I know that's right.
Okay, so
Right one to MSNBC.
Okay.
Joy Reid.
I got you. Okay, did you notice that Keely knocked on the door at Bose's house?
Yes.
She is having a baby with a man that had to knock on her door
Shut up.
to enter.
Shut up, Tish.
I'm just saying that I literally, when I heard the knock on the door, I said, no, that is not Keely knocking to enter into the home of this woman that is about to put her body through all of this, right?
Can we also talk about when she opened the door, his face reaction? There was sort of a delay. And I said, that is a weird reaction.
Yes. The whole thing gives weird. The whole thing gives weird. But really quick before we switch off of Bose. So I don't know if you remember. So I'm originally from Jamaica. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. But in October, my husband and I moved back to the States. We lived in Mexico for like 3.5 years. It was amazing. But one of the things that watching Bose's scene and seeing the doctor come to her house, that is actually the norm in Mexico. So I know we think things are like luxurious here. No. It is literally everyday life in Mexico. The massage therapist came to the house. My nail tech came to the house. My doctor came to the house. I got IV fluids at the house. So like the things that we think are luxury are not really luxury.
So you're saying that America's poor.
Yes, we are. The cost of living here is ridiculous. I cannot wait to go back to Mexico.
Why'd you come back?
I got this job. Remember I told you?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember everybody's story. There's thousands of people that call in.
I took this job.
But now it's coming back to me.
Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's not. Which actually, you brought up a point about the fact that a lot of women are the ones hating on Sutton. Can I just say, as a Black woman in corporate America, my biggest hater has always been a woman. I'm literally dealing with a woman hater right now. And the reason why she's mad is because I'm tight. Is because I'm thorough. She can't catch me stumbling, falling, and so she hates me. And like, for what? I could teach her. I could help her. But no, she wants to see me as her enemy. Weird.
Wow.
And then really quick, I know I'm running over time.
Way over.
So I tweet about this show. I know, I'm so sorry. I tweet about this show. Do you know that someone had the nerve to call me to say I belong in the fields because I said that Dorit's comment about mental health was just as bad, if not as bad, if not worse than what Sutton said. Someone said I belong in the fields. And I was livid.
Well, let me tell you something, Tish. This is why I always bring up, I said, y'all want to talk about this Bravo universe. The Bravo universe is not a safe space for Black women or Black content creators.
You took the words out of my mouth. I wrote in my notes, I am so glad that your community is a safe space. We can share our opinions and still be respectful. It's Black History Month. And someone said, I belong in the field because I can see both sides.
Can you imagine what Garcelle and Bozoma and all the other Black women in this Bravo universe have to deal with? Especially Bozoma and Garcelle in this majority white space.
Absolutely. They are always the villain, even when they are in the right.
No.
They're always going to find fault. And again, as a Black woman dealing with corporate America, I see it every day. And I think that's another reason why I have a very soft spot for Garcelle. And sometimes Bose, even though she's not unbiased, and that frustrates me a lot.
I know. I think it frustrates all of us. But I'm still going to ride for Bose at dawn if y'all come play with her.
And don't let no other person come for her. Absolutely.
No.
Okay. And then last but not least, I know I'm so
Teach.
It's a compliment for you, I promise. It's a compliment. So remember how you was over there saying how you couldn't even remember all the shows you've been featured on? I just want to say that's why I love you. You are so humble. Carlos could never. He is so arrogant. He could never. I watched something a clip the other day, and he was name dropping. Oh, I'm so close with this person. I'm so close with that person. I was like, this is why I watch Kempire. Kempire will tell me what you say because I can't listen to you. But yes, thank you for your humility.
So I gotta listen to that. Damn.
I mean, you do the work. You do the work, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Tish. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in.
My pleasure. Bye.
Bye. I mean, it was worth all the overtime. Don't think y'all can get away with it unless you have something really important to say. And I know all of you are backstage saying, I have something important to say. No. Okay? Everyone respect the timer. Winter's backstage. We're going to bring Winter up next. Winter always got something important to say, though.
Hi, Karen. Oh
Hey.
my God, I was so mad earlier, right? I was listening to the live about Karen, and then here goes my supervisor want to sit right next to me. I couldn't even call in. I was just like, this is not the time. I felt like I haven't spoken to her forever. But yeah, Karen, she disappointed me. I was just over it. And when
Yeah.
Taria was saying all that stuff about what was going on in courts, I was like, that sound like Karen. She just still didn't learn. But
No.
anyways, so how I feel about Sutton, talking about her money. One thing I noticed about her throughout her seasons, I always felt like she was really like humble. Like we didn't even know how much money she was getting until one day. Remember, it was like brought up in the blogs, and I'm just like, "That's right, stunting. Let them know. Stunt on them.
Ooh.
This is what we watch Beverly Hills for. Like we don't got time to play games.
Mm.
Where's the fabulosity? Like, cause there's a few brokies on the cast, and I'm over it. Okay." So, I was just like, I was here
Brokies.
for it. Like, I was here for it. And when it came to like, what's the name, Kyle? Like, I feel bad for her the more that she starts talking about how
Yeah,
she's
me too.
lonely. Listen, she annoys me. So does something. But when Kyle was saying how she's alone in her house, I could understand that. My daughter's only 2, and I think about if I don't have another child or if I don't get married one day, am I gonna feel like that? Once my
Mm,
daughter goes off to college, like, am I gonna be lonely? People tell me all the time, these
mm.
years fly by. You're gonna miss this, like,
Wow.
and I'm just like, I don't want to feel like Kyle. The last thing I was gonna say, the last thing I was gonna say is, I wonder if she would feel different if her kids were younger and this was happening. Is it because everyone's out the house?
It might be. She probably would feel a little bit of it, but
Yeah,
she has
like,
if she had the kids still in the house.
yeah, you could definitely tell that she tried to like get Mauricio out and then thought that he was gonna be heartbroken, and now that she sees that he's out there flexing, it's really hurting her.
And
I
mind
understand
you,
how that
Kyle actually
goes.
has friends, unlike Dorito.
Yeah, but anyways, let me go. I guess I'll call in when I can.
Yes, by Winter. Winter sounds so upset about her job doing that to her today. All right, Angelique is backstage. Gonna bring Angelique up next. Angelique, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills' latest episode?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, long time no
Nice.
speak.
I know. Okay, so I'm gonna reintroduce myself. So, Angelique via Detroit, Vegas, LA. We're back representing Detroit. So, there's a whole lot. I've been in your chats because I haven't been able to call in either, but I'm gonna be quick.
Okay.
So, one with Erica, I lived in Van Nuys for a very long time, so don't hate on it. That's the valley. Leave us alone. And then I just wanted to also mention, I said this a couple of times when I was watching your lives and everything. It's so triggering with the Bravo universe right now, how they've
Mm,
been treating just the drinking, childless women right now. And they
mm,
both got both of them right now on
mm,
Beverly Hills. So it's not great. I'm following Bose's story a little bit because I just had my fibroids as well
mm.
worked on in January. So
Wow.
I've been in recovery, so I've been listening. But it did turn into a full hysterectomy. And that
Mm,
means I've never had kids. So I had to follow all that too. And I'm very curious about
mm.
hers. And then I think it was New York too
Yeah.
that they were doing that. And with the drinking, they also are right there at OC. So then we just have Shannon with this, and they still mishandled that as well. And I have an actual issue. So the way they play and do those jokes and things like that, that's what really gets me. I'm gonna stop.
Mm,
Like they have to stop. That is, it's not so much you need to know Sutton's background to know that that's not funny. You don't know
yeah.
what people are really going through.
That's
Not to be a
true.
downer.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry,
true.
y'all. Not to
No,
be
it's
a downer.
true. It's real.
Oh, I'm also cancer in Jamaica. So we're
Uh,
sensitive.
yeah. All right,
But I know it's
Angelique.
my time. I just wanted to call in and share my voice and say I'm listening because I'm working remotely these days. So, hey,
Well, thank you so much
you
for
look good.
calling in.
Okay, bye. Love you guys.
Bye. Glad you're doing well as well. Let me bring up the next person, Elijah. What's going on?
Hey, Kempire. I just wanted to say, right? I wanted to say that first of all, I do feel for Kyle because my mom recently went through a divorce too, and she
Mm,
literally felt how Kyle felt. Like you
mm,
wanna build this family, you don't see a family when you're younger, so you wanna build it, and now it's coming down. And so I feel for her, but damn, it's always with Kyle. She gotta do it right, and then she always gotta mess it up because I feel bad for her, but she can't be open about what's going on, and that's frustrating. And then you know what I'm really annoyed with the Doris stands, all the what But all the Dorit stands, they're over here. Oh my God, that was so mean. Sutton is so mean, and I was appreciating Dorit's fire this season.
Mm.
But it's annoying because they're not villainizing Sutton again. It's like, oh, she's so mean. She's not mean. She told the truth. Okay, Dorit is poor. You know what I mean? You need to stop acting like you're something that you're not. You know what I mean? And like at least like Garcelle has been real about her money troubles. Garcelle has been real that she's not the richest in Beverly Hills. Dorit is not. You know what I mean? Just because you've collected things because Boy George's checks cleared, okay, they're not anymore. So it's like, I'm living for Sutton doing what she's doing, and I think she needs to continue, and I hope she stands on it.
Thank you, Elijah. Boy George's name keeps coming up during our live recaps, and it's never necessarily in the best light. Y'all better put some respect on Boy George's name, okay? But he's right. Anthony's backstage. We're gonna bring Anthony up next. Hey.
Hey, Anthony from Los Angeles, California. I hope you're feeling well, Kempire. Hope you
Thank
feel
you.
better soon.
Thank you.
Hey, community. I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. It was so good. Kyle, goodbye. I can't feel for her during this separation time because she is the one that really started it. I mean, Mauricio just out there living his life. I'm not understanding why Kyle feels the way she feels exactly. Like let him go be with Morgan. You two go play. I'm Team Mauricio, okay? Parit, sit down in your unpaid home with PK's mountains of debt. Sutton came in hot and correct. Parit can't compete with that never and could ever. And for those viewers that are saying that, well, it's tacky to talk about money, especially in this economy, this is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The zip code is 90210. This show in the franchise is specifically about the money and the wealth. And Dorit definitely has the lowest, if not none at all. PK will soon come through with the hidden debts, and she will have to deal with it during the divorce. Lastly, Jennifer Tilly, I love her so much. And when Garcelle called out the Anne Marie place card on the table, I was laughing. I was like, Jennifer, no. But thankfully, it was not. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Kempire.
Anthony.
Bye, everyone.
Take
Take care.
care. Bye. I loved it. Did you guys notice the moment between Garcelle and Porrito as well? They both laughed and they clapped each other's hands. I was like, oh, look at them. And I think next week we get a moment, a scene where it's just Garcelle and Porrito. That will be interesting. Wait, rewinding back to what someone said earlier, and I've been saying this in my recaps for those that have been watching. The reason why I can't get behind Bose and Porrito's relationship for a variety of reasons, but one of the other things, if they look like they were having a good time together, then I could be like, okay, like when we see, mind you would never think that Sutton would be a good time with Garcelle. And we have, even in the moment when they were they were loitering in Doritos foyer, they had a funny moment then. So even during the Caviar and cftan party as well, I don't get that with Burrito and Bozoma. I don't get that. Saying. All right. Jamarius is backstage. We're going to bring Jamarius up next. Jamarius, what a lovely name. What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just so happy to be on here, but I'm gonna make this real short. This was a good episode. I just want to say I'm Team Sutton. Dorit had me fooled earlier in the season, but I'm not buying it. Also, I hope Dorit and Sutton get first seat. I don't believe the Bose and Dorit friendship. The after show, they have no chemistry. Also, I feel like Jennifer Tilly she has a lot of potential and she's holding back on a lot of tea. And I also feel like, yeah, this is just a good season so far. And I just want to say thank you for giving us representation for the gay community and the Black community. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you so much, Jamarius. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. I love that. Who told him I was gay? If you came to the Kempire After Dark live shows, you know from there. And shout out to those of you that got the live stream ticket for the Kempire After Dark, a live experience here in New York City that happened this past Friday with our friend, the Brooke Ashley. Such a great time, such a great community, and apparently a lot of you got the live stream ticket. You have access to that, I believe, still, right, mods, until I'm guessing Thursday. Probably my Thursday or Friday. I think they said a week. So I would say Thursday, just in case. So if you've been waiting to watch it and you bought the ticket, I told you to buy the ticket before you didn't have the opportunity to. But, I will get the video and the audio. And we, of course, will make that available to members before anyone. Just saying. But you will have to wait on me to get it to you. So for those that in the moment went and got the ticket so you could be a part, thank you. We appreciate you. All right. Let me get to the rest of these callers. It's a long line. It's 7 o'clock, and it's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top. Sorry. I haven't eaten. I need to eat. Arjun is backstage. We're going to bring Arjun up next. Arjun, what's going on?
First of all, hi Kempire. I think this StreamYard thing is glitching. It's been glitching a lot backstage.
Yeah.
So if it cuts off, it might probably down. I was gonna say, the reason I think Kyle doesn't open up, maybe she's taking this from the Kardashians, because the Kardashians, they don't really speak about like ill of the kid's father. And you know how Kris Jenner and they're really close. I wonder if she's doing the same thing with Mauricio. Like, she's not opening up so much because like she doesn't want to do it because like that's father of her kids. That's probably my take. And I really wish they bring Paris Hilton on Beverly Hills
Paris
and
Hilton.
build it around her and build it around Paris Hilton.
Oh.
We'll still get Kyle, we'll still get Kathy Hilton, if they do that, because that would be really interesting. I really want Paris Hilton on there.
Okay.
And I love Garcelle. Love Garcelle.
All right.
She's the reason I started watching it, because she was on Real talk show and she mentioned that she's going to be on there. So that's how I start watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Wow.
And that's how I know your channel as well.
Oh.
Because I used to watch Real all the time, and then you were covering Jeannie Mai story.
Yes.
And that's how I think YouTube recommended me your videos, because I used to search them up. So yeah, there's a connection.
Okay. Thank you, Arjun. And this is why I tell people to like the video, because you never know who you're going to find.
Yeah, because I used to watch Real all the time. Like, I was watching them even though they were off. I was watching them, and when you were covering Jeannie Mai, that's how your videos were recommended to me.
Wow. All right, Arjun. Thank you so much for calling in. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna bring Carrie up next. Carrie, what's going on?
Hello, Kempire. I hope you feel better soon. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you. Yes, I set up a little differently today. Well, first of all, I was on that Instagram live when that interior design Rube, said that he didn't understand your stealing. We were like, industrial chic, sir. Like, get it together. I love when people try to read you, but it's like, no, you actually don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways.
Right. I love the way you handle that. Today when Keely entered and there was that whole moment in the beginning with the doctor, I don't know if I'm adding a little imagination sprinkle, but he reminded me a little bit of JT in that, like, I don't feel like it's
JT.
organic.
What do you mean JT?
No, TJ.
Oh, I was like, who's JT?
I don't even remember the man's name now that he's off contract. No, in that, like, it doesn't. now that he's in small claims court, I just doesn't feel organic to me. I don't know about their connection, and to me, Bose is such like a real grounded person, and this just doesn't seem like smart planning, like something. It just doesn't seem like aligned with how she typically thinks. But we're just getting to know her, so what do I know?
Yeah.
And then lastly, I just wanted to say, I really appreciated when you were going off about the need to support women during divorce, and especially women for women, because my mom got a divorce, and like because of her own mom, like my grandmother and a few other people on my bed, just really, really quick, she did not really advocate for herself and did not get half of everything that they had kind of built together. And it affected us as a family for a very long time after. It was very hard to recover from, because then my dad went on disability and didn't pay anything that he owed us. So just wanted to say thank you for speaking up for that. Super important.
Most definitely. Thank you, Carrie, for calling in. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye. She said JT. I said, who's that? Love Con Peace is backstage. You're going to bring Love Con Peace up. Love Con Peace, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this episode had me floored. I have a very unpopular opinion.
That's okay.
I just feel like what Sutton did was it wasn't called for. I don't think it was. Even when Dorit made the comment about, like, are you drinking water, because of our little, spat or whatever. I mean, I could kind of see that, but to me, I feel like if you don't have a drinking problem, you wouldn't be so easily offended. But also, I do think that, like, yes, they went on the trip. Like Kyle and Garcelle, they know what's going on. Dorit doesn't know. I feel like she has all that smoke for Dorit, and she's telling it like other people know the depth of why she's upset and how that drinking affects her and like with her dad and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like she's giving Dorit the grace because I mean, I feel like truly if Dorit understood why that affects her, just like Kyle said, but she kind of said, but she didn't tell her, like in detail what was going on.
Yeah.
I think that she would be truly apologetic. And she tried to apologize at the table. She was asking Garcelle, like, okay, what do I say? I feel like from what I got, I felt like she just felt defeated in that moment. And I don't feel like she really wanted to argue with Sutton.
Okay. That's a hot take. We appreciate it, Love Cone Piece, for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. All right, we're going to bring Fernando up next. Fernando, what did you want to share in regards to our Housewives of Beverly Hills?
What's up, Kempire? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Not bad.
Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for doing your lives. It's always fun, always respectful, all the listeners.
Thank you.
And I do respect you a lot. But with all due respect, Kempire, I would like you to jump back on the fence and get off of Garcelle's side a little bit.
Okay.
I love Garcelle. I love everything she does. And Sutton too as well. I'm not gonna lie, I guess Sutton in this episode, she read Dorit down. She left no crumbs. But I will say, Garcelle gives no storyline. All she is doing is going and picking on Dorit. And yes, I will say Dorit, this episode did not look too good, but she does hold her own. She does stand 10 toes down, and she's been coming at all these girls just like how they've been coming at her. And if Sutton really didn't want to be her friend or doesn't really like her, I mean, she shouldn't have offered her help when she was going through the divorce and said that she can lean on her. When, in fact, she brings up, well, she never apologized for the alcohol situation, which I think at the last reunion she did. So I think bringing that back up off of a joke, I think she is kind of sensitive because just like the strip club and the panties, she was sensitive. And so I do think that Sutton is insensitive. I do think that Dorit was wrong to make a joke about it, but she's not wrong. And so that's all I got to say about that.
I just have to correct one thing that you said. They did show when Dorit addressed the insinuation about the drinking at the reunion, and she did not apologize.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, then I messed you wrong then.
Just wanted to point it out because they did show it in this episode. All right, Fernando, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, let's get to some more callers. Guy's backstage. Guy, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Guy, you're muted.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Listen, the reason why I'm calling is because it's my first live. I'm a replay crew, like definitely replay crew all the time. Listen when my kids are sleeping, when I'm cooking, like full-time replay crew. And I just want to give a shout out to your lives and to your, I don't even say, I'm going to say stuff, but it's not even your stuff. All your callers, like, I feel like it was like, hey, besties, like, hey, Mrs. Squire, like, hey, Dylan, Ayad. Shout out to Ayad. I'm from Canada, too, Montreal, Quebec. So I was like, listen, finally. So I just want to say hi because your lives are cool. Replay is better because I'm laughing in my head with my AirPods and always giggling with Miss Sharon and everyone. So hi to everyone. And I'm going to continue to be a replay crew because I can do those live and call and talk because it's too much for me. I'm a tourist, so I don't have time for all of this. So listen, nothing else to add. Have a good evening.
You
Bye.
too, Guy. Bye. Wow. Shout out to the replay crew, though. Shout out to the replay crew. We haven't forgotten about you. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. And we appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts that are in the replay. And I get it. A lot of people are busy. We're normally not live at this time to recap Beverly Hills. We usually do that in the afternoon. But we had breaking news earlier today in regards to Karen Huger's sentencing. So if you missed that, Taria Faison was in the courtroom today. So be sure to check out that conversation that we had. Our mods have been posting it in the live chat as well. All right, let's bring up Kiki. We only have Kiki, Bernice, and Vanna, and then I'm getting out of here. Okay? All right, let's bring up Kiki next. Kiki, what's going on? What did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
It's 1:30 a.m. here. I finally made it to Nigeria.
Oh.
So but I stayed up for your live.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Kempire, first of all, I think Sutton is a very humble person in my opinion. Because imagine if Dorit has the wealth that Sutton has, she'll treat them all like peasants. Like I don't think Dorit is a humble person. Hello, can you hear? Yeah. Okay. And then also, I watched your interview with Zach. I think that's his name, Zach.
Yes, Zach
And
Peter.
yeah, Zach Peter. I watched your interview with him, and I loved how you answered the question with regards to Beyonce, and in terms of doing something if she's not done something for the culture or whatever, but you corrected him and you said no, like when you look at the black culture, she has done something, big for us in terms of highlighting how some of our artists and even the history behind is it jazz or what
Country music.
album? Yeah, exactly, with regards to country music. So I like that. And honestly, my prayer for you is that someday you have a TV show of your own.
Thank you.
I think you'll be great at it. So I pray for you if that's what you want.
Thank
And then
you.
lastly, I think women deserve half of whatever the man has earned. In my own case, my mom left her
Go
corporate
ahead.
job, her career to support my dad because my dad is a politician in Nigeria, and she left all of that to fully support him. And no, like she deserves whatever it is he has today because it's a lot of work,
Yep.
going out for campaigns, just being there, helping him, succeed. So yeah, Sonner deserves all of that, and for every other woman who has supported her husband as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kiki, for that. We appreciate you. And thank you for reminding me. I need to promote the interview I did with Zach. I forgot. So much going on. Thank you, Kiki.
Empire, sorry to cut you short. Lastly, please come to Toronto. I'm waiting.
We're trying. Stay tuned. Don't be in Nigeria when we come.
No, I'm just here for 2 weeks. I'm
okay.
going back next week. It's so hot. So yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
That is a reminder. Thank you for the reminder, Kiki. I did do an interview when Zach was here in New York City. We did the interview at Spotify's studios. So he dropped that interview yesterday. So go over there today after this live. Go drop a comment, a like, do all the things, a support, and go listen to the conversation. One of the things I did forget to mention, Kiki, and I thought about this later after our conversation, I forgot to also emphasize in regards to Beyonce highlighting the history of Black people creating country music within Cowboy Carter. And that is also another reason why she deserved Album of the Year. But that's a whole other conversation you guys can go check out on Zach's video. Anyways, back to this. Let me bring up Bernice next. Bernice, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
It was so good to see you live in person. You look very handsome live.
Thank you.
And then I just wanted to say not much about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because I fell asleep during the episode. But again, we thank you for giving the recaps. So I just wanted to say whatever is going on with Bose and that lady that's supposed to be her friend, I hope she learns a lot from Bose because she showed a lot of ignorance towards Garcelle. Same thing with Sutton. I hope Garcelle humbles Sutton a little bit to where she also gets a little bit more education about being around our culture. And second, I wanted to say, because I have Elevate Brain too, I'm a tourist and I'm a part of the live and replay crew because I want what I want as a tourist, I get, and I like to listen and watch my Kempire. So, but on that note, one more thing, I had sent you a DM on the Instagram that Giselle and that dress she was wearing at the reunion, what's her name? Candy had the same dress before.
Oh yeah, I did see a picture like that. Candy wore it. I forgot for some other event.
Yeah. And that was all. You have a good evening.
Thank you, Bernice. Take care.
Feel better.
Thank you. Yes, Bernice got up and asked a question too for those that watched the replay. You already saw that. Mama Ali did let us know in regards to the replay. She says you have a week from Friday night. In regards to those that bought the live stream. Speaking of Bernice, she also sent in a super chat. She says, thanks for the throwback song on the last live. Not the throwback song. You know, some people have been watching for a long time, so they remember all the songs I used to play. Tish, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, have we ever seen Bose hold Burrito accountable? I think that's why I don't see it too much for Bose. She's coming off like a sidekick to Dorit when she should be the main character. Facts upon facts. Shar, thank you so much for the super chat. Shar says, wonder what Mauricio thinks about Kyle and Morgan. That would be an interesting question. I don't know if anyone's ever asked him. I can't remember if anyone's ever asked him. What does he think about Kyle and Morgan? All right. Last but definitely not least, Vanna's backstage. Vanna, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Kempire, hey guys.
Hey.
I'm at work being ignorant, but let me just go in real quick. First of all, Dorito needs to have several seats because not for nothing, I'm gonna ask: does her husband really have money? I'm just very curious because it's giving like you have. I feel like PK got multiple chicks, multiple bank accounts, and multiple how you doing? But you know what? We gonna leave that back there over there because and you can tell she doesn't have money. And my thing, I'm here for Sutton. Sutton, check her. Sutton, come to the barbecue, have some ribs, come and sit down because she needed to be checked. And I don't argue with people that's not in my bank account or my tax bracket, so I'm here for that. Second of all, I'm just saying, I'm giving how it needs to be said because it's give like I feel like for every housewife franchise, somebody wants to be the queen bee. Dorit, you've been getting divorced for like 4 years now. Get divorced. Do something. Do a backflip. Get a job. Does she have a job besides this? What's she doing? Does anyone know? Let me know. And that's the face Kempire.
Oh, saw that?
But you know, I can't. But I'm gonna go off. That's my it about Beverly House. All that. Dorit just has me stressed. But second of all, if you want a good laugh, did you see Dr. G and his freestyle, his diss track, the quad?
Someone sent that to me. I haven't watched it yet.
If you want to key and laugh tonight, everybody, and I can send it to you directly. When I tell you I've been watching it 3 times today at work and I keyed and hollered. Setting a diss track to your ex-wife while your wife is recording is diabolical and crazy. And I honestly feel like, I know we're not on Married to Medicine, that's next week. I think after this episode, after this season, I think he might lose his license because he's crazy as hell.
My thing is, though, I feel as if this just proves King's point. You're willing to fight with a woman, but not with a man.
That part too, and again, when I know we're not there, so I do apologize for that. But I saw the diss track, and I'm like, what in the diabolical fate? And yet, this girl want to sit down, lay down, and have a baby. But I guess when you got access to the money, Yogi Bear, you gonna do anything to get a kid for a check and the money, and it ain't worth it. But anyway, my darling, I'm gonna leave work a little bit. You have a blessed night. I am so happy I was able to catch you guys, and I'm finally a member officially.
Yay! Thank you, Vanna. We appreciate you. Have a good night.
Yes.
Bye.
Night.
Well, I'm going to bring it back around to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is why I said earlier, you need to be very mindful of who you decide to have a baby with. Yeah, you might want to have that child, but you have to remember you have to co-parent with this person. And if you are dealing in a situation with, I'm not saying this about Keely, but when we saw with Dr. G and how the way he spoke to Sweet Tea, Letitia, you have to co-parent with that person at least till that child is 18. You think you can do that? Just something to think about. Anyway, all right. I want to say thank you to everyone that called in. We're almost at 800 likes. Can we get to 800 likes for the 1,100 plus that are watching on YouTube and on Facebook? And shout out to the almost 200 of you watching on Twitter. We appreciate you. Shout out to those of you watching on Twitch. Shout out to our King's Guard. Shout out to our channel members. Shout out to our subscribers. Shout out to our replay crew. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. This is normally our live when we do this a lot earlier. It's almost 8 o'clock here in New York City. Where did the day go? Where did the day go? I know Yogi Bear took me out too, Vanna. I appreciate you all being here. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your evening. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire podcast if you haven't already. I will be uploading audio versions of our live recaps and the breaking news from earlier today there. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to do me a favor, a solid, if you haven't already, go give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. I know some of you think I'm worldwide, and I am. However, there's still people that don't know. We're still not at 1 million subscribers on YouTube or on TikTok. Keep telling a friend to tell a friend. Go to our TikTok, though, right now. Go like my latest video. I'm talking about raising Canaan. Go leave a comment. Do all the things. Support us that way. It's easy. It's free. It's Black History Month. Support a Black content creator in this Bravo universe. Bye, y'all. Thank you all for being here. I will see you all in the next one. I might have to do a Married to Medicine extra after show because we got things to talk about. Stay tuned.
Here we go now.